All right, well, this is going to be, this could be interesting. It's going to be interesting for a second, maybe. James, what's up, brother? James, scream if you can hear me. I'm having issues again. All right, there is audio. Okay, I don't seem to have any echo. What's up, motherfuckers? Ow! God, this is so weird. Tapping my lappy. Steph, what's up? Cheers to you. There is going to be quite the delay, like an extra 15, 20 seconds or something, 15 seconds. Because I have to use using my laptop cam. Anyways. Then I'm restreaming it for my desktop. Oh, wow. Like, what the fuck's going on out there? I thought there was a fucking helicopter flying over low. And I think my kid must have come home and fucking started mowing. I had it for the heat for the day. So we have, was it day 129 of the Trump's war in Iran? NATO summit starting tomorrow, or, well, I don't know what time it is there. It starts there local time, 8-ish, 9-ish in the morning, who knows. But, so they're about 6 hours ahead of us. All I wanna do is chew some gum. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. I hope you guys all had a good 4th of July. I was proud to see, proud not to see any libs. Oh, that's right. That's funny. Ha. Or is it? Yeah. The White House stream is down. James, where are those fuckers gathering? God damn it. I wanted to, I don't want to go to fucking Times Square. You know, I love to share our streams with the Trumpers. That's funny. Rest in peace, White House chat, motherfuckers. That's what you get for being fucking You know, the Trumpers have been crying about the Red Scare lately. I gotta blow chat up because I'm blind. Steph says, does Trump even show up at the UN when he's supposed to speak, an hour late at least? Yeah, I don't know. Well, tomorrow starts the NATO summit. I forget where it's being held. France, maybe? Gosh darn it, I can't remember. I think it's France. It's being held tomorrow. Not sure. Yeah, but I agree, Steph. He's motherfucker. He's just a pompous ass at a minimum, right? So. But I don't even know, like, if there was some sort of new, what did I ask for a poll question? Oh, yeah. How disgraceful is that? I want to say real quick on the poll question, like, I'm not boycotting the fucking World Cup. I just haven't watched any. I'm a cheap Dutchman, and as far as I know, I'm sure there's some sort of fucking sites and ways you can go about watching the games for free, but I haven't. And, like, I'm not opposed to it. I think 4 of our 5 kids played soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. And, I don't know, probably a fucking decade and a half, 2 decades ago, like, the country, you know, Netherlands were always, were really hot. So, and they've had an incredible history in the World Cup or in football, World Cup, whatever, anyway, so. But I just haven't watched any. And, but it's complete. It's just it's quintessential Trump to fucking interfere in such a way. What a fucking douchebag, man. I mean, really, how disgraceful. You can't fucking tell me that the folks on the U.S. team aren't fucking ashamed that he fucking stuck his nose in. It's not needed. They're a good team. You know what I mean? I don't know that they're the best team, but the U.S. is in the Final Four or something like that. Regardless, where we are, it's absolutely shameful. It is. It's a disgrace. I mean, how fucking could there be a bigger display of fucking poor sportsmanship than to have the leader of your country interfere in such a thing like the World Cup? It's absolutely crazy. So that's my thoughts on that and the poll question. But this Trump account had come up earlier today, and which is this, commitment to anyone that wants any newborn babies in America wanting to register their child, their newborn, for this Trump account, right? Which at the end of, so when they become 18, graduate, high school, supposedly, or whatever, that they'll have this account that they can use for higher learning. And while and it's not that it isn't a great idea, it's just it falls flat the way it's set up, right? Think about it. A baby born today, and in 18 years, just with what the government, and I'm not saying that isn't a nice gesture, it falls flat, and if you don't do things, I'm a Dutchman, again, and, you know, whatever. For sure, this channel would be labeled a liberal channel. But really, I've said over and over, fucking 80% of Americans live a conservative lifestyle, financially at least, in their homes. Because that's just the way it is. We're not fucking, you know, sure, we spend on things that we don't need to, but 80% of America isn't living an extravagant lifestyle compared to the upper 20% or whatever, wherever percentage line you want to draw that line, right? So to have, you know, what is $10,000 going to get you in 18 years from today, right? You might, if you're in college, if you're able to go to college in 20 years, 18 years, you might be able to fucking go down the road and buy a pizza one fucking Friday night every semester for that fucking $10,000. Yeah, I didn't even see Jay, cheers to you, brother. Jay, I didn't even see the play that the penalty supposedly happened on, because again, it's not that I'm like, fuck it, nobody gives a shit. I do have a little love for sports and competition. It's fun to watch, right? It's fun to watch the best of the best perform against each other. I have to admit, maybe it's just still the primal ape in me or whatever, but I honestly have not watched any of it, not for any specific reason other than I just doing other things, but yeah, that sport is known for highly dramatic actors, right? Supposedly. I did mention we are in day 129 of the U.S. of Trump's war on Iran. And we are 119 days, 5 hours, 6 minutes, and 40 seconds away from the midterm elections. So we have been fighting Iran for more days than there is left until the midterms. So I didn't know how it was going to go. I feel like I used to be a little bit more vocal about just no fucking wars, right? Just no wars, no getting involved in wars with our troops, and certainly no starting wars, right? And it's completely fucking redundant and maddening to even have to mention how that's the kind of bullshit that Trump ran on. But we know the fucking neocons like Trump, add on top of it the narcissist he is, and yeah. Jay, it is hilarious, but it's like, and dude, I know you're like the most chill fucking person, and not to, I feel like I know you, brother. I hope that's a compliment. I mean, because you're a good soul. But you want to just you want to go over and kick that motherfucker in the ribs and go, That's a real. Now that's a penalty. Get your ass, get your sorry ass up. Was that too far? Like fucking cleats on the hands or something? I know. Evil. It's just what a goddamn joke. So what was I saying? Yeah, midterm elections. Are you registered? Are you fucking hounding the fuck out of people? Who cares if you piss them off? I mean, if you're watching this channel, you're most likely pretty close to my age, give or take however many years. And so maybe the people you're dealing with are my age, you know, your friends, your family, your neighbors, give or take a few years. And whether they are or they're not, for the most part, fucking hound the fuck out of it. What difference does it? I mean, when are we going to say or realize that how much more urgent do things need to be? I'm not telling, you know, you haven't heard me say, go out and fucking vote blue. Register. That's what's, and I say this, and I'll tell you why it doesn't matter to me as someone who registers as an independent, and for the little time now that I've been participating and voting like I should have been for all my adult life, I lean hard, you know, to the left. But that's not what I'm asking folks to do. I'm saying if you just get registered, start there. You could be listening to me and just be a pumped up fucking Trumper, but have never had voted, and still just for whatever reason you're on board with wherever the GOP is going at the moment. Go get registered. And my thoughts are that in belief, and I guess I can't say I know it for sure, but that folks who go register who haven't voted or it's been a long time, now they're going to be maybe they're going to be more inclined to listen and find out what's going on, start questioning their own the narrative that they prefer and makes them more comfortable, or that they seem to get the adrenaline boost from, right? Maybe they're going to be more inclined to question that, dig deeper, whatever. So go get registered. I don't give a fuck how you vote. I firmly believe that people who register, a majority of those of us who are registered to vote are gonna get to the truth about the issues that we should be concerned about the most. And right now, it's stopping this, you know, super hyperbolic, this fucking on steroids bullshit about, you know, we're in a whole new red scare, or that's what the Trumpers would like you to believe. And it's absolute madness. It's madness. I mean, you have to, you can't watch enough bullshit like bullshit. You can't watch enough of these streams, no matter who it is. And I'm not putting myself in the same category with folks that have teams and do really, really good hardcore work, right? You can't watch enough. You need to get into it yourself and know what's going on. And we're never, I think that we're never going to, have all the correct information, but for sure we can have a really good fucking sense of what's going on, actually going on, right? And I think that's part of the problem with, and you know, certainly folks on the right, these Trump supporters, but possibly folks on the left too. Some folks on the left that too much confidence, like, you know, I struggle with this, and any of you guys folks that hang around at all, maybe you notice or maybe you don't, that I kind of go back and forth, and it's not that I'm wishy-washy. I'm saying it's like we have to work at some point with these fucking crazy fucks. They're American citizens. We have to figure out a way, and just constantly saying the whole fucking lot of them are insane, though that may be true. I don't know how much what we're accomplishing with it. So anyways, Gloria, Aaron, Mac, what's up? Cheers to you. USA versus Belgium. You know, Aaron, have you met Kate Broom, who comes in? She's a moderator here, but we don't see her often anymore. She's a long time chat family member here on YouTube. Like, I always say one of the first times when I first started just getting into you, like I've had a channel for 17 years now, but for a long time I just would chat once in a while, like, you know, and when I first found the live news streams, the CNN, the MSNBC, the Fox News streams, Kate and Nam were the two first people that ever timed me out. But Kate's from Belgium. I miss her. I hope she'd be listening. I don't know. Might be getting a little bit late for her. 2 a.m. or something. So, the game. Where the fuck is the game at, Aaron? Is it in Jersey or something like that? God, it's almost late. It's 8 o'clock. I mean, I guess, how long do these games last? 3-ish hours or something? Yeah, Jay, help me out, brother, because I wanted to get onto that. And though you guys know I'm always honest about how much research I've done on something or not, but for sure, the fundamental premise of this, and is the official title of this bill or act or whatever it is, the Trump account. Jay says if you invested $10K in Trump's, sorry, brother, I just started reading I didn't finish. I read your first sentence and went off about the Trump child investment account. But anyways, Jay says if you invested 10K Trump's meme coin on January 20th, 2025, it would be worth $475 today, but somehow he made $1 billion from that grift. Right, I think Mighty was posting that the Trump boys have made $2.3 billion off this Trump crypto shit, this exact same amount that investors have lost. But I do want to get into the Trump account thing with the child investment because, and I did fucking ramble on about, or yap about it for a minute earlier. Max says, I have zero sympathy for maggots that lose money to Trump. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know what it started for me, Mac? And it's like I already had this disposition before this, but it's probably been... I guess it would have been, it feels like longer. How long's this new, it's only been 18 months almost exactly now, right? So, but it must have been immediately within the first month or so, like probably all the ICE raids going bonkers. But I remember this Hispanic American family, American born, but heavily Hispanic, you know, just whatever these, you know, I'm not used to it here. The communities are thick, right? And with culture, and I appreciate that. And even though, like, certainly around me, it's like, you know, we have a huge, huge Hispanic community because of our farm and agriculture workers, right? I mean, right where I'm at, I'm saying. So, but this family, this couple were like, you know, they were so real and honest and, you know, just decent people. But at the time, I was like, you stupid fuckers. How could, you know, it's like after January 6th, and most of us are like, well before January 6th, could you, how could you support this cocksucker, right? Like, God damn it, I got it good. I'm working on some new filters, personal filters when I get into this shit, just to not get triggered. Or to, well, we're going to be triggered, to not allow it to take over the conversation or my thoughts, right? So, but it's like, how could you support Trump before January 6th, but certainly then, let alone after that? So it was very difficult at that time. And it was, I think this guy's brother had been arrested. And it's like, what the fuck are you... I don't know. I don't know if this helps when I say this shit, but I say it often. I'm not the brightest motherfucker out there, you guys. You probably know that. How can you fucking be so dumb? What the fuck were you thinking when you voted for Trump? And I hesitate, but I want to say, especially if you're a Hispanic. And that shouldn't make any difference. I'm a white man. It doesn't make any difference to me, and it doesn't to a lot of folks. But like some, it does. Some good people, it does. They might assume that difference, and it's like, no. We're Americans. It's happening to Americans. But you are an Hispanic American, and you voted for this son of a bitch, and then he came and fucking rounded up your brother, who has been, you know, contributing to our society, paying taxes and Social Security that he's never going to would have never been able to claim. It's just crazy. Mamie Chula is thick too. Running the operation helps you. I got to catch up on Jay's comment. Jay says, remember when investment loss at 95% considered fraud and scandal? Pepperidge Farm remembers running the operation helps you know when a pump and when to dump. Mamie Chula is thick too. Did I say that? You did, brother. Keep that post up there. I don't know the reference, Mamie Chula, but... Mac, I'm not sure if I was clear about backing up your fucking agreeing with you on that statement that you'd have zero fucks to give or sympathy for maggots. I think I was, right? I think so. Anyways, cheers to you folks that are watching. Hit the thumbs up or down. Come in and tell me what's on your mind. Did you vote? Did you vote in the TV2? The pretty lame TV2 poll, but it's on point, right? Only 5 votes. Come on, y'all. I see 8 people watching. Is Trump interfering with the World Cup disgraceful for Americans? Again, I don't. I have not watched a minute of the games for no negative reason or particular reason other than I just haven't. Though if it would have been easy to access for free, I would have. I'm sure I would have watched some. Because it's pretty, to me, soccer is, me and Jay were going on back and forth about the flops and shit, and that's true. But I don't know, probably 2013, 2014, I became a huge Aussie rules football fan. And I'll tell you why, because it's not rugby. It's pretty kick-ass. If you're into sports at all, and I'm not like a fucking meathead, musclehead, right? Like I do enjoy some, like I said earlier, watching some of the best athletes going at it in some sports, right? Like I'm not a baseball fan and whatever, some other shit, right? But the size of these fields, and with like a soccer field or football field, and I say soccer because I'm an American in America, and NFL or American football, we call football. So, just to be clear, the fields are 3 times or 2.5 times the size of an NFL football field, which is pretty crazy. I mean, these people are running their fucking ass off. Hot mama in Spanish. Am I pronouncing it right, Jay? Mami chula. Mami chula. Mimi chula. I have to learn how to. I'm gonna have to get. I think I was using that Google Audio Translate at one point. Gosh, I was having such a fucking hard time with. Again, I cut it out. The little square you guys see me. On both sides of me, you can see the monitors from my desktop. Or they're there. Just bums me out. Anyways, I want to get into that. I would have liked to have fucking, we might still try and do some music later. We'll see what happens. See if I can, I don't know if I still have that camera turned on or not. I don't, but let's see if I can pull. Let's see if it's ready to fucking work at all. It is not, but anyways. Oops. All right. I might fuck with that later. You know what, you guys? I have to share. Oh, I should flip this camera, but I hate doing that. So it looks like I'm looking at the, but then I think when I flip back around to look at the camera, it's going to look weird. I'm OCD as a motherfucker. I have to share with you guys some of the best fucking shit. And I get it. I don't know if I get addicted to this stuff. It's very good, mother brothers and sisters. Here is, and I don't know how to pronounce her name. I hope the ladies in this shit's good for all of us. Whatever. I don't know how to pronounce her name exactly. Lisa Bilyeu. So, if you check out that title, the title is "No One Will Fuck With You, FBI Agent, 6 Psychological Tricks to Shut Down a Narcissist." Chris Voss was the #1 U.S. negotiator. Talking kidnappings, right? The most insane, intense shit. It's that one was I don't know, that one might have been an hour long or something. God, I just laid on these back to back very like early this morning, and so this next one that I'm going to share with you is this guy, Chase Hughes, also, you know, psyops expert, brainwashing is real. It's happening now with Chase Hughes and this Chris Williamson, whose channel this is, who I just came across on this video last night or this morning, is pretty good too. You guys know there is some shit that I share with you videos, but I don't promote people's channels too often because there's a lot of good ones, you know, and folks have their own shit that they want to watch. But this Chase Hughes, you know, it was really a human behavioral body language expert in a sense, right? And just tons more to wrap and add to that, to his resume. But he said and he described it a few times. That second video that I shared with you guys is about 2 hours long. It's so goddamn good and real. And it's like he said a few times through the video that, you know, as humans, we're putting on, and this is something I've thought about before, and it was probably only because I was, you know, it fucking sparked something in my brain when I was getting into Eckhart Tolle. And I don't know if some of you guys know who Eckhart Tolle is, like a kind of a self-help guru, whatever. I don't know how big he is nowadays anymore, but this Chris Hughes said, again, this something that I thought about a lot of years ago. It's like, and is what set it off for me on my own years ago was, you know, we mind our P's and Q's. There's nothing wrong with that. When you go outside your house, I don't have, unfortunately, because I don't have the biggest vocabulary in the world. Sometimes I struggle with getting the you know, perfect word to describe what I'm trying to get at. But you know, you're expected to work, and I don't necessarily like that word expected, but you're expected to act a certain way, right? Mind your P's and Q's. I've never necessarily agreed with the, hey, you know, mind your elders thing. Certainly there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, a child deserves as much respect as an elder. I really don't give never. I'm 56 years old now. I was a fucking rebel kid, right? And I've never stopped believing that. Like, you know, the youth is the future when I was the youth, and it is such still today. So I don't believe in that. Mind your, like, kids, people of all ages deserve respect across the board. I don't give a fuck. When you try, or when in places where society decides, or sects of society decide that you can tweak that for, you know, understandable reasons, the reasons that aren't falling on deaf ears to me, or none of you guys, that a lot of us have children. Mine are all adults. Probably most of your guys, anybody listening, if you have children, probably your kids are adults or close to it. Especially if you raised your kids to a pretty good ability, and in my eyes, you know, because I know that saying, raising kids in the right way, or to a decent ability is train. You know, will I be all right using a phrase from the Bible, training your kids up right? Certainly, again, if you raise them right, they were free spirits. They've been free spirits, right? So you're going to have some wildness. Doesn't matter. So it's about this having some sort of so there's sects of society that don't necessarily think that that's right, that kids should be quite as free to speak as an adult. Well, bullshit. Do you want your kid telling you to fuck off, or do you want your 3-year-old going, listen, Linda, Linda, you're not listening. I'm done talking to you. I forget what his name is. God damn it. I do have a meme with him somewhere. Anyways. So we go out, we're taught to mind our P's and Q's for good reason, and we go out and so we put on these clothes, right? Because, and this Chase Hughes had said this, and he's like, you have folks who have a podcast or a really big, or a YouTube channel, a small one, a big one, whatever. And folks come in and say, you're awesome. You're on top of it, blah, blah, blah. And you know that, well, they're not really getting the true you. Not that you're hiding some sort of demented, evil, demonic narcissist from the folks. We're minding our P's and Q's. And it's proposed as a sort of respect to the folks that you're addressing or in company with, right? And so there's some truth to that. It was kind of freeing for me, even though I've had that mindset for a long time. And really, honestly, any of you folks that have hung around at all know that I'm not refined. Like, nobody's putting on an act to be who I am. I don't think. I can't imagine. But even that said, even though there is, I really believe most of us, right, are just as forthcoming as we can possibly be, right? But we all do carry that around, that we know that, and it's 100% of humans have this, that we think we're carrying something that nobody else understands. Like there's just, God, so-and-so has it together, and, whether you're inspired or in wow of, things, material things, or just their success or their disposition, right? We all have our, we're imperfect, and so we put these cloaks on for each other, right? And it's not because 100% because we're ashamed of who we are. It's, you can't, I'm sure there's a very, very small fraction of a percent of humans that are able to live without any sort of interaction or affirmation from others, right? I'm not one of those people. I don't need you guys to tell me, we love you, TV, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I mean? Like, I have never, ever shied away from the fact that I am so much more productive. I feel like I add more. I'm certainly happier being a part of something, being a part of, the community and you guys, as opposed to just thinking, we're all such, always kind of seeing yourself isolated or as a, we are individuals, but, individual parts. James says Trump put the voodoo on the U.S. U.S. team. I'm a voodoo child, Lord. I'm a voodoo child. Lord knows I'm a voodoo child. Are you guys going to be able to hear this? You guys, has there been reverb? For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, has there been reverb on my voice the whole time? I'm going to start chewing Jay out. Like, he's got to hear that shit. Check, motherfucker. There we go. Jesus. It was soaking wet. Soaking wet. Oh, that didn't even come through. Oh yeah, I was trying to play Voodoo Child. Why didn't that come through? Strange. What the fuck? Digger. Oh, I know what I could do. Anyways, yeah, I'll try that in a minute. Congress needs to do what, Mac? Oh, put the voodoo on the U.S. Belgium gave Trump a red card. Oh, yeah, Congress needs to do that. You guys should keep me posted on that Belgium. Is it Belgium and U.S.? Somebody said? Aaron, maybe? I'm a voodoo child. Lord knows I'm a voodoo. I gotta fuck around a minute. It's not child, is it? Isn't it child? C-H-I-L-E. Maybe I had to turn the desktop audio on. Nope. I haven't. I haven't heard that version too many times. It's pretty quick and I like it. I think that was just the first one that popped up, so I said fuck it. You heard guitar? Did you hear? Did you hear me beating up on my guitar, Mac? I did not. Yeah, when I replayed it, I didn't get it. Fuck. Ah, damn it! After all these fucking years, you, but I'm using. So I have my laptop in between my two desktop monitors, right? Because I don't have a fucking camera. So I'm using the laptop camera, and so I'm also running the audio into the laptop, which is fine. And I started a private stream. I don't know if you guys are even able to see the notification or anything for that. And then I grabbed the private stream and opened up a browser and the stream we're watching, right, on my desktop. So there's about a 15-second delay, but I'm a little confused. Like, I'm playing audio from my desktop, but it's only going into my headphones, and then obviously it's available for the streaming software on the desktop, but I don't know. It's just my guitar is going into my guitar and the mic is going into the PA, which is going into the laptop. And then the browser window. I know. Fucking stupid. So, because the chuds are all tripping and shit, I don't smoke meth on cam anymore, and I don't even do dabs or smoke on cam much anymore at all, but I gotta light this cone. I gotta do a stream. Oh my god. Mrs. V is gonna kill me. So I've been it's not a thing of pride. Like, I don't even get, like, Jay, like most of us, like, most of us don't spend. It's funny listening to the Trumpers that smoke dope or whatever. It's like they're fucking 14 and hiding it from their parents again or something. It's like, sadly, I've been smoking dope for too long. But, so I'm just pretty chill. Like, it's surprising to me because there was a problem, or a time where you could consider it I had a problem, though pot's only psychologically addictive. It's not physically addictive in any way. And, it really wasn't the pot that I had an issue with way back then. It was just fucking being wound for sound and, searching for outlets. But so I take my dabs here and there, and I can go a few days without smoking it's not something that I'm like, I gotta not smoke for. I don't think about it. Like, it's just, it's like, sadly, drinking water, breathing air. But earlier I got into Mrs. V's box. I'm going to go through that. I'm going to fucking go grab it sometime on a live stream and go through it and show you what she's up to. There's fucking different kinds of fucking gummies in there, a fucking ounce of cones, fucking, her 2G cards, and just, yeah, it's funny. I'm serious, like fucking bags of fucking gummies, and again, her flour, buying these fucking God, what is it? How she's getting I figured it out. I think she said she paid $50 for 28 cones, and they're gram cone. It's an ounce of weed. And so what is that, Jay? Somebody do some quick math. That's like it was like $1.80 something a fucking cone, right? For a $1.80 for a gram pre-rolled. So, and you know, normally I've been so fucking uptight about shit lately, packaging and all that crap, but they're just 100% paper. You know what I mean? The fucking filter, as you'd call it, the fucking mouthpiece is just all paper. James says Sherry saw Belgium stuffing goals in suitcases. They're just so disgusting, James. Yeah, you were in there with me earlier, weren't you? When I was going off about the Trump account thing. Narcissist. I can't pronounce it, but I spelled it out. I figured out a spelling for narcissistinist. She was going off about how great it was. It's like, it's not fucking, you know what? Cool. It's fucking awesome that the government is that we're going to have a fucking program that is going to give newborn American kids this bond or fund that will be available to them when they graduate high school, right? But if it's only what the government is the government part of that, it'll be about $10,000. So again, if you can imagine if there's a newborn on the 4th of July, my youngest born on the 4th of July, right? She turned she would have turned 22 on Saturday. So you can imagine a child born Saturday on the 4th of July and their parents signing them up for that Trump account. And in 18 years, you guys, they'll get $10,000. If there's no other, and I'll get into that, just signing them up for the Trump account in 18 years when they graduate high school, 18 years from this, whenever, they will receive 10 grand towards higher learning, which is great. Nobody's against that. First off, I'm a cynical bastard. How can you not be at some point, sometime, once in a fucking while, every fucking constantly? How about that in today's world, today's Trump's America? What's that going to be worth? What's the value of today's projected $10,000 in 18 years? Nothing. You might be able to fucking stock your dorm room with some fucking ramen noodles for a month or something with 10 grand in 18 years from now. Still, great gesture. It falls flat. We can do better. It's insane. We're fucking missing the point. Americans are fucking greedy. You don't know how bad I want to be fucking wealthy just so I can show the rest of, wealthy people what the fuck's wrong with them. It's like, and it's not like we just need to be fucking legislating this shit, right? Period. It's not that, like, sure, we can fucking stop loopholes, tax loopholes and all that kind of crap. I'm all for that. But it's not that there isn't wealthy people that pay great amount of income taxes. It's the disparity. It's the huge gaps between, and huge wage gaps in just lower management and labor, and then of course the cost of everything. But It's the fucking big corporate fucking welfare that we do. How much goddamn money? What is? Why doesn't? Not that you guys don't give a fuck about it, but how are? This is maybe some of the, and I know, god damn it, there's people that are going to give me pushback on. I don't look. If I beat up on the libs, it's or the Dems, it's because I have much more faith in them and expect much more. And I feel like I'm very clear and have pretty rational reasons why. Why are we not hammering down on this kind of shit? Why, Putin was yapping at me I was yapping with Putin the other day, and he's like, TV, are they able to get Republicans to vote with them on these things? It's like, no. Does that mean we should just look, I feel like if what we're doing isn't working, I mean, should you not be going from one fucking thing to another until you're able to get the attention of the people who need the help? Like, I get it. I don't beat up on, folks for not trusting or not knowing, what to believe for politicians or who to vote for. Though there's no excuse for not voting, but it's like the message it can't be a fucking message, just a message. It has to be a fucking real conversation. It has to have some sort of fucking, validity to it, right? What they're telling us, and I don't, it's not that some shit doesn't get done. I guess if you haven't fucking conked out in your chair before the day is over, you have something more to give. I don't know. Isn't that where we're at? I don't know. All right, I lost you guys for a minute. James says 150 billion is what the tariffs has cost the U.S. so far, adding about $2,000 to every household from January 2025, January 2026. What, to pay for those tariffs, James? That's gorgeous. Didn't know about that. I didn't know how that was working out. That would be paid back. It's ridiculous. So James, this is also again, we're not fucking doing shit right across the board, and we cannot sit and just blame fucking Republicans. We can't. I mean, maybe this is talking like this is like a complete political YouTube channel suicide. And I hope I'm clear about there is no such thing as perfection. Because I'm only one voice, and even though maybe a lot of folks are feeling the temp that I am, and some way more, quite a few, maybe some way less, and all in between. Should we not, can you really go too far, be too dramatic, too extreme on fighting and pushing for better than what we're doing? For fuck's sake, What we have when, on whatever streams we might have here, and we have some more mellow conversations, like me and Jay, the last stream I did, me and Jay yapped like mad for uh about music, but are we not more dedicated in our disposition, our thinking, our soul, in those more calm, even maybe more personal conversations, one-on-one, couple-on-one, or whether it's just a few of us here now, like now? I mean, how do we not, how is there something, can there be anything negative about pushing harder than we are, I guess is my point. Long ramble short. Right? We can't be too adamant, I guess is what I'm saying. We can't be too aggressive completely within nonviolent means for whatever application, right? Whether we're protesting our human rights, our civil rights, or we're fucking hungry, right? Having a hard time getting down the road, maybe getting older and starting to be concerned about how you're going to fucking pay for medical coverage and just general like that's the sick thing. It's like I don't fucking give a fuck about worrying about like if me or Mrs. V had some sort of huge medical emergency. We're going to go to the fucking hospital. We live in America. That's great. What a shitty way to have to fucking have all that go down and be covered. What are they going to do? I have a heart attack, need a bunch of shit replaced, right? They stuff me full of a bunch of fucking plastic tubes. Can't pay for it. What the fuck are they going to do to get the money out of me? Nothing, and it sucks because it's just going to fucking trickle down to the rest of the, to supposedly, even though we could pay for this shit. I don't worry about that. I worry about why isn't it that I could just, it'd be so much better if we just took care of each other for those of us. And I'm not, you guys know me, I am not shying away from the fact that I can't afford medical insurance. I own my home free and clear. It's insane, right? But because of the cost of living and that we just don't make a ton of money, it's not, we've skipped by. It's not fucking feasible. It's not the amount of money that we would have spent, and I was taxed for this by Obama, which is still a crock of shit. One day maybe I'll get into that deeper and really throw a rant because it was a crock of fucking shit that people like me who couldn't afford health insurance were going to be hit with $250 a year because we didn't fucking buy in. It was such a crock of shit. Such a crock of shit. And here's my proof and why is because to have entered into this fucking pool, it would have cost me and Mrs. V anywhere from $2,000 for the most basic fucking plan, which would have been completely fucking useless. Just plain useless because I can just refer back to fuck it. We just walk into a goddamn emergency room, right? Because that would have been the leftover cost from this kind of plan. Had there been a huge emergency, right? A major emergency. To a plan that would cover a lot of shit or most things, right? Huge emergencies or 80, 85% of them, whatever. For the top end, and it's like three grand, anywhere from $2,000, $3,500 a year on fucking $35,000 a year annual income. Get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking kidding me? Unless we're dying. You can't. So the sucky thing is there's no we're ignorant about helping folks be preventative, right? There's no preventative medicine in America. Not for most of us. James says he's reading an article the other day about folks having mortgages and defaulting in a big way. Yeah, well, also this, I'm gonna have to make some notes and go into it because these are kind of the social programs, like with this Trump account, that are such a great idea, but it's nothing but fucking smoke and mirror. It's just a complete fucking shit show. And it's really sad that they took such a great idea and just could have blew it. I mean, I'm just going to have to start fucking referencing Norway on a lot of these things, like Norway's sovereign fund. And I know some of you guys are familiar with that, but Max says they got their mortgages based on a budget. Cost increases have outpaced income and busted their budgets. Yeah, exactly. Or, you get these fucking, I forget what they're called. The kind of, those varying interest rates, which are insane. James says it's a vicious circle and a 2007 GFC is imminent because another import factor is credit card debt is soaring. Yeah, well, I gotta get off my ass and get up here in the studio a little bit more often. It's been driving me nuts with the fucking setup, honestly, and detouring me, but there's a lot of shit to look at. James, Mac, I'm not a fucking doomsdayer, but I'm not gonna fucking be one to sit there and be quiet if I think there's obviously, if there's smoke and I can show it to folks, that's smoke. You can fucking decide not. I am swearing at. Now I'm swearing at James and Mac, damn it. I don't know. I think often too quite a bit ahead of where we are. Like, right? Like, shit's really not gonna get. There's probably no hope for humanity. I don't know what that tipping point would be, how sudden it would be or abrupt it would be, as far as the population of the world. I don't see how. It's just it's amazing to think about. Like, even we wouldn't be able to change, like, our technology where we're at with it would be where it is if all of a sudden tomorrow the whole world's population, 8+ billion of us, were able to agree to and make work just some sort of. And I know people are going, you're a fucking utopian fucking freak, TV. And it's like, no, it can be less than that. It can be it can be incredible and far less than a utopia. And it's not that I'm against utopias. I'm just saying. How is it? I mean, you have to take a successful country and think about that just spread out over the world, right? And I'm not saying America is any sort of shining example of that at the moment. So I don't know. In fact, I've argued, this Chase Hughes that I was talking to you guys about, I shared the links to, that I was talking to you guys about earlier. He said basically the human, to where we are, 200,000 years old or developed the human brain is, right? We're only capable of really dealing with about a 120, 130 person tribe. And so, and I'm sure any of us who spend much time thinking about this at any time thinking about this at all, it's like, for sure, I'm 56 years old, and so it's not that overwhelming or like really difficult to look and see where the internet, social media, technology has added some fucking stress, right? For lots of different reasons, right? Just you're turned on more, you're engaged more, and you're stimulated more and reminded more about what you need to do, what you've done, what other folks are doing, right? And there's it's deep, but yeah, Max says folks get hungry. I gotta scroll up because I'm yapping. James says people have been forced because there isn't enough to go around paycheck to paycheck to live on credit cards. That's a recipe for disaster. Of course, it's a recipe for disaster. And I don't know how, James, these are that's one of the issues, the fractional reserve lending system, banking system, right? Why isn't that something? Is it that none of us really talk about that much because and I mention that because you say credit cards and obviously you're talking about interest rates, and we all understand that when I borrow $100 from James and I have to pay him back $115, where does that money, there isn't any way to create that extra $15 from nowhere, right? Even if I take the $100 that I borrowed from James and I invest it and I make $150 back, and now I can easily pay James the $115, and I come out with $35 in my pocket that I didn't have. That money still was not created from thin air. There was not any more currency added to the system, to the American system or to the world currencies by that 15% interest, right? I don't know if that makes sense to folks. It's a very dubious, there's our whole financial or banking system is financed by an illusion. And that is the interest rate. 100%. It's really that simple, right? Banks started, the first bank, however, wherever you want to go back to it, and this person said, I have $100 and I'm going to loan 100 of it to, and it goes deeper than that, right? Like with the Fed printing money, right? So if you have $100 on hand, you're actually able to, as a bank, you're actually in fractional reserve lending, you would be able to lend out $900 at that 15% interest rate or 10% interest rate, whatever, that James is charging me. So those folks, those 9 people each get $100. The bank has $100. That it's on credit, right? It's now digital. How all that shit went down in the past is, you know, well, because I guess the Fed was just printing more money than whatever we could ever back up, you know. I understand like that the gold reserve is not, it's not any better option anymore than what we have, and you really can't go back. I mean, I don't know that we could. I think we're probably fooling ourselves with most of these conversations when you get down to the nitty gritty anyways. Like there would just, even if we had enough gold, is that possible? I mean, isn't the government kind of the people who control all that shit? Isn't it a little bit wacky? I don't want to sound like a big conspiracy nut, but so really, what does back up the dollar, you guys, my fellow Americans? What backs up the dollar? The amount of fucking work and taxes that you pay, right? So it's your skin. It's your fucking heart and soul, it's your flesh, and it's your kids and your grandkids, and it's going to be their grandkids. That's what backs up the US dollar, is it not? Folks may say that, you know, some folks might say, well, the American companies, you know, this is all, and we can look, when you can get into what the actual true assets of the United States of America are, and I'm talking about natural resources, and right down to everything that we have, right? Sure, good enough. What we're able to produce, obviously. Oh, yeah, they're completely full of shit, James. Yep. All right. I've yapped for about an hour, 90 minutes, for about 90 minutes. I just need to take a short break a second, go do a BRB, check on the hound dogs. 'Cause you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crocking all the time. Do-do-do-do-do. You never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. They said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. They said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. 'Cause you ain't never gonna. Check, check, mothers. Mac, are you busy or what? Am I hot? Yeah, I must be. Mac, are you busy or what? I know I've been saying for a little while that I'm going to send you I'm going to send you the tracks for that. And you can, and I will, maybe tonight. I'll have them emailed out to you or something tonight, tomorrow. And you know me, brother. I don't give a shit how long it takes, whatever. But yeah, I'll send them to you, dude. You work on them, whatever. I'm ready to move on with that. Let me catch up with you guys. Take a look at the White House aerial view. It won't let me expand it, Putin. What the fuck's up with that? Or will it? No. Unless I sign in. I'm not. You can't just sign in to X through Google, right? I'd have to make an account. I don't know. I don't understand the White House aerial view thing. An aerial view of ongoing construction of a helipad and ballroom at the White House from the U.S. Army Golden Knight DHC-A airplane on the 250th anniversary of the U.S. independence via Eric Lee from Reuters. Yeah, I mean, I see it. I didn't. Where does Marine One normally land? Is it on like the South Lawn or something? Is that right? I don't know. It's amazing, right? Like the fucking. It's disgusting. I'm not a fucking tree hugger. You know, I guess I'm right on that fucking. I don't even think that makes sense. I was gonna say I guess I'm like right on that line. Maybe some Gen Xers and whatever. The very, very oldest Gen Xers, late boomers were, the hippies, whatever. I don't know. I don't think that age doesn't matter. But, yeah, there's something about, I don't know. It's all really fucking gross to me. Yeah, I clicked on it, Putin. It wouldn't expand unless I signed in. I don't have a. Yeah, I seen it. I don't think you guys were. It probably didn't show up on the stream. Mac, you're moving next week? Mac says, TV, let me get moved first. I'm moving next week. Well, tell us more about this, brother. Because I know you, currently live up in the mountains, right? Are you just moving to a different pad? Jim, cheers to you, brother. Jim says you can always let the algae win and land on the formerly reflecting pool. My blister hurts from splitting wood. Always let the algae win and land on the formerly reflecting pool, yeah. Make algae great again. So tomorrow we have the NATO summit. I don't know how all that. I'm sure there's going to be speeches that are broadcast. I am right now the main person that I want to hear, and I'm definitely hoping to stream. I hope to stream a lot. There's, I know it's boring for a lot of folks, but I don't give a fuck. I love listening to folks. So I hope to stream. There's quite a bit of speeches that will be broadcast. I'm assuming there will be. Plus maybe some quick pressers. That's the thing that sucks about that shit is you get a couple world leaders together and they'll talk for 15 minutes or something in front of the press, if that, or whatever. Shake hands and smile. Pat each other on the shoulder. But I want to hear Zelensky. It was invited to the NATO summit, and I don't know if he's speaking tomorrow or Wednesday, but a lot of shit going on there too. Putin looking, not our Putin, but looking pretty disheveled the other day. I think he was meeting possibly with his military leaders, considering the new conscripts thing of possibly 500,000 more soon to be late Russian men, young Russian men. It's crazy, the recruitments from all these other countries too, like African countries. Just cannon fodder. It sucks with YouTube, the titles. They're only, you can't get a lot of information, but thankfully I'm more than willing to fucking spend my time going through shit. I watched a podcast with, and this may be, let me go find it because this may be familiar to some of you folks. He is the, I guess it'd be grandson of the number one American communist in our history. Grandson or son? I think it's grandson. Anyways, he's a great guy. I really hope I didn't. I probably watched it on one of my other fucking channels. Oh no, here we go. This is awesome. Trigonometry is the name of the channel. This is good shit, you guys. So, Bill Broward, he was like the #1 American investor in Russia when the Soviet Union collapsed, or right after that, right? Like the collapse of the Soviet Union, what was what was able to, for him to become the #1 investor in Russia, the rebuilding of Russia. And because, you know, as we know, like they were just basically giving away the country for pennies on the dollar after the fall of the wall. That's some good shit. So I don't know if it was, again, Bill Broward, if it was his, if you guys are interested, it's a very good interview. It's crazy. But because it shows, I mean, it's an interesting financial story and his life, not his whole life story, but it has it all. But it shows not that we're not aware of what a complete dictatorship or autocracy that Russia is under Putin. But I think that triggered the thought because of Zelensky going to the NATO summit. So some of the questions were, and still are for a lot of us, right? Like how much longer and how is Putin able to fund this war, right? And it's strange. Trump's such a fuck up, you know, given Iran the ability, you know, to sell its oil, you know, take it, you know, getting rid of the sanctions. Same with Russia. It's insane. Mac is moving to Kentucky. I live in mountains of North Carolina. I'm going to be in the mountains of Kentucky, moving to Kentucky. So you're going to be even closer to me, Mac, which is cool. Like Kentucky mountains are a day's drive. That's awesome. So you have to email me with details so I can fucking scope you on Google Earth or whatever. Well, Jim says, where are the communists? China is our banker. North Korea is a religious cult. Russia is in chaos. Bolivia. But Jim, it's, I don't know, whatever fucking, you guys know the fucking internet algorithms of whatever being connected to the internet is really fucking sketchy. It's sketchy as fuck. Talking about shit in some random chat, one mention, whatever, and now all of a sudden you're seeing podcasts or whatever for this. But so the Trumpers, obviously you guys all have seen, are Trump himself on some sort of fucking Red Scare kick. And so it was cool that that YouTube did recommend that video, that podcast to me. It's fucking good. Well, it doesn't say what fucking day. Ukrainian President Zelensky is scheduled to deliver remarks alongside NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at 2 p.m. local time during the NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey. He will also make a speech at the Defense Industry Forum. But it doesn't say what day, motherfuckers. 2 p.m. Tuesday or Wednesday? All right, whatever. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so it says the 36th NATO summit being held in Ankara this week, 7th and 8th of July, takes place at a time of major geostrategic developments and crunch decisions about the future of the North Atlantic Alliance. War in Ukraine, the Gulf of the Middle East, and North Africa, alongside military operations in South America. This has shattered any sense of international. Wow, this is the. This is a fucking news site. Anyways, I just wanted to know what day Z is going to be lighting it up. All right. So 2 p.m., you guys. 2 p.m. sometime. Whatever, Putin. You're a fucking liberal, dude. Putin says, good idea, Stevie. We shall be at war with communists in the U.S. Who cares if it's real? It's the new lock her up. Meanwhile, there are 10K registered communists in the U.S. 10K too many, Putin. Meanwhile, there are fucking white nationalists fucking dressed in uniform. You know, what would you say? Synchronized uniforms? Like uniforms? Fucking marching around the Capitol, dude. I know you've seen it probably. But you want to fucking ignore the fake fucking commie threat. Am I being too is my humor being too goddamn dry right now? I know, dude. I know. I don't fucking hear any fucking communist fucking agenda suggestions from the most extreme of anyone anywhere. And you know, brother, we get into some fucking extreme fucking chat rooms sometimes, or you know, there's crazy shit out there. You only have to fucking go to Reddit. And it's not working. It's like watching him fight himself with a bag on his head, screaming commies. But it's not. I know it's like almost not worth mentioning, right? But when you have, even as ridiculous as most of us see it, you have the fucking president of the United States spewing the fucking bullshit. His number one advisor, his speechwriter, spewing the bullshit. It's real to them motherfuckers. Yeah, exactly. Putin says there are about 100K official white nationalists, I guess, maybe, with about 11 million aligned. Jim says, I'm old enough to remember the scandalous behavior in the basement of a DC pizza shop that had no basement. I know, that's always a good, that one never gets old, does it? Man, I watched some videos of people going in there. They got fucking sketchy and pissy about people, and I don't blame them. All the fucking negative attention that place got after that. Yeah. Remember seeing some people doing fucking low profile videos in there ordering pizza and just kind of looking around and making comments and shit. Yeah, that's been his goal. He is the divider in chief. Putin says it's not working. He's trying to create a false domestic war. Absolutely. Putin, exactly like your fucking namesake, your dark doppelganger. That Putin cannot survive. There's no, like, I don't know what you guys think about this, and hopefully don't let me forget, because I'll make it relative, hopefully, to Putin's point, the good Putin's point about fucking Trump. He causing division, right, or domestic war. It's, even though that's not what, the dark doppelganger Putin is doing in Russia, is trying to cause a domestic war. He has to have this war in Ukraine. It does not fucking matter if he got everything he wanted. He could not stop. Because the moment he does, when there's no war, the country is a complete fucking mess. He is gone. Still, I don't... These people never last forever. And he has had an incredible run. Am I not right? What? 34 years? When did he come to power? 91, 92-ish, something like that. So anyway, and he can't have this stop. And that's the same with, so to my point, or Putin's point about Trump needing, creating a false narrative in domestic war, that's been his thing the whole time. Is he has nothing to offer, so he had to create this fucking enemy, right? Even if it was those people, those other Americans are the enemy, right? Jim says, Mac, were you in the Chud earlier, when a stable genius concluded the DC marchers were Antifa because patriots don't wear masks? Yeah, by the way, the White House channel went down too. That stream, I mean, is it Earth TV? Yeah, I know there's Earth TV and Earth Cam. I don't pay attention. That one's Earth TV, I think, that we're usually on. That feed went down. I don't know. It's been sketchy, right? Like, they kept losing. And obviously, you guys know I do this shit. Putin has streamed shit in the past, and it's like, so it's just you losing connection, and like, you can obviously have, you can have multiple streams up on one device, obviously on one channel, even if you're using separate devices. I have two up right now. But it's weird that it's just been like that, back and forth, and I don't know if it's just like That fucking camera. I don't know. They went, like, that whole camera was updated and upgraded while it was still owned by Fox or something. Wasn't it Fox that owned it, or for the longest time, or I don't know. I say good, fuck it. Yeah, I don't know, Putin. I haven't been able to go back. Like, I only had an incog window open at the time because I was getting ready to do my stream, and I was hanging out on Laura's MSNBC stream. And then when I went to close all my browsers and clean the shit up, I seen it had ended. The stream had ended, but I didn't go back and look why. It did post. So it couldn't have been like a TOS violation or anything like that. When that stream ended, it posted. Maybe it just had gone off. Because that you guys have probably seen it. It had been flashing on and off, or been going off and online for, I don't know, weeks now. But it's only usually for a minute or whatever. And I guess depending on like how you have your streaming software set up. Like, I only have it to 20 seconds. So if I lose connection for 20 seconds, it'll sit there and try and reconnect for 20 seconds, and then the stream ends. So that's probably what happened. It was just connected beyond whatever their settings was, or disconnected. I don't know if I should save this. I'm not clicking on any of this shit, but I got a fucking spam text earlier, and it says, "Hey, it's Dave. How will Iran peace talks affect global security? Got a minute? Stop. Type stop to end." And so I fucking messaged back, "Dave's not here, man." And they sent me another fucking couple paragraphs of some bullshit about United States and Israel are seeking to hold Iran in check. Iran is the world's largest sponsor of terrorism. See, it's some sort of fucking far-right bullshit. Sadly, this is probably got to be all AI-generated responses, right? It's too bad I couldn't test that out with another phone. Reply differently and see if they send the same shit. Because I'd like to, if it was an actual person, it'd be cool to tell them where to get off about Israel. Because why not? Mac is going to be in Northeast Kentucky, baby. TV is pulling up maps right now. So I can see how much closer Mac is going to be. He's already like, Jesus Christ, maybe I better rethink this. Yeah, so much lots closer, dude. Seriously, within like a fucking... The way I drove back home from Maryland over the holidays, it'd be like fucking 5 minutes. Eastbound down, load 'em up and truckin'. We gonna do what they say can be done. We got a long way to go. Still supposed to be going to Florida in September as far as I know, but fuck, I don't know about It's going to be a lot different than driving to Maryland. Paintsville? I got paper near me. Where the fuck did I put my pens? I can probably remember that. Yeah, I'll have to fucking stalk you later. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Now I turn the, see, and nobody said nothing again. I had the reverb up. Maybe it sounds, maybe it does make just the normal chatter sound better. It's wet. I ask anybody reading, is Trump's interfering with the World Cup disgraceful for Americans? 10 people voted. Not a lot, but it's 100% yes. I felt it necessary to explain that I am not in any way anti-World Cup watching. I think it's awesome. It's awesome. It's absolutely just fucking mind-blowing, cringy. Like, you just want to fucking put a bag over your head. An 80-year-old man crying about that shit. We're hosting this shit. You fucking douchebag. We're fucking hosting just an incredibly major, probably the biggest world of sporting event outside the Olympics, right? What a fucking douchebag. How fucking cringy. I said earlier, like, whatever. I can't speak for anybody. If I was on that American team, I'd be like, "What? Shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down, Mr. President, and shut the fuck up, you fucking clown." It's disgusting, right? Eastbound down, load 'em up and trucking. Yeah, it's all fucking gorgeous down in there too, right, Mac? Well, it's probably the same shit that, same kind of scenery you've been used to anyway. Amazing, I'm not completely ignorant to it, but haven't spent much time, mostly going through Tennessee, Kentucky, etc. a few times, but yeah, it's beautiful. And it don't get cold. So crazy. It's starting to get oh no, man. I wish I had, yeah. It's 9:47 and still it's like dusk. Like still a pretty bright dusk. You can't, yeah, the lights are too bright now. You can't see the sun was coming through the window behind me earlier. That's awesome. The other night it was 10 after 10. I walked out to the car to get Mrs. V and I could still see plenty good. It was that light. James says Belgium 3, USA 1. Trump gave the soccer team LG. It's absolutely astounding that. I mean, do you guys think he had anybody tell him, just like on his team, say, Mr. President, let it go. It's good. We're gonna kick ass. You know what I mean? Anything like that at all? How are these fucking, how is his cabinet, his advisors, closest aides able to walk around upright without a spine? It's amazing. Putin says near the Loretta Lynn Museum. Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter. All right, what else did she do? A lot of good shit. I remember being young when that movie came out. Wasn't it Sissy Spacek that played Loretta Lynn? The domestic abuse, you know, it kind of rang. It hit too close to home, I guess. Fucking, she's amazing. I'm not a country music star or a fan or a star. Loretta Lynn is, but I was thinking about that too. I don't know how much bluegrass be originating and being played in the North Carolina hills there where Mac is currently, but for sure it be getting picked on where he's headed. Polly, pretty Polly, let down your hair. Man, I'm telling you, bluegrass is like fucking speed metal without the distortion. Just as goddamn good. Not that Loretta Lynn was bluegrass. I'd be willing to bet, though, she had some tunes that she did like that. You ain't woman enough to take my man. Day tripping to Nashville. 'Cause I'm a day tripper, a Sunday driver, yeah. It took me so long to find out. Mac found out. Bow, 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 bow. Put says you have to check out the Lake Cumberland, Kentucky. It's a few hours away. Check out Lake Cumberland. A big lake. It almost sounds familiar. James says Ginny is currently checking Fox to see if they missed on goals. I've taken some self-inventory the last couple days. Good. Like I feel like for sure, I've spent some fucking time crying like a fucking dumbass, screaming at Sky Screaming over the last few weeks for whatever reason. Last 2 days have been good. Sucks to be shitty to a person like Jenny who's so shitty, but yeah, can't take back. What a fucking douchebag. You God damn it. I don't need you to agree with me, James. I just know you will. What a fucking douchebag, right? I already spent it's fucking I know. I mean, not that I got anything more important to do with my time. It's not, to be fair and not to be mean, but apparently you guys don't have much going either if you're fucking hanging out here. But what a fucking douchebag Trump is, right? Jesus Christ. It's fucking stupid. $90 more. James, that's 90. That's 180 times more than what he gave Stormy. Just saying. Give or take a few seconds, maybe, whatever. Wow, 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 bow, 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 bow. Day Tripper. I knew it sounded familiar. It's fucking the hair of the dog. It took her so long to find out. Bow, dow, 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 dow. Day Tripper. It is. It's almost. I'll bet it's almost the same fucking riff as Hair of the Dog. Bow, 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 bow. Now you're messing with a son of a bitch. Bow, dow, 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 dow. Talk of David, poison ivy. I've been told about you. I got my reverb off. See, I should have had that shit on for that. Max says the Crow's Ford is no longer there. It used to be in Greene County. I want to know exactly where. Why don't I have my timestamps on? Well, if there's no fucking Chud chat, even though I know I seen some of them were gathering at the fucking Times Square. I can't chat there. Maybe they'll be gathering at one of the other fucking places like the, there's one that's showing the, reflecting pool, right? I think that may be on Earth Cam. I was watching that one for some of the fireworks the other night. and the storms. But maybe I'll probably keep this. I mean, I'm not done yapping. I'm gonna have to make another cocktail or at least a coffee probably. What time is it? Yeah, 10 o'clock. Or maybe a water. I'm gonna have to get something else to drink, but I'm not done yapping yet. But I might have to keep the stream up for a while to give some of our homie domies a place to yap. Not that YouTube doesn't have all kinds of other chat rooms. Putin says, remember camping Lake Cumberland and hiking around, ended up in a marijuana field in the woods. So that's what happened. How old, what, was that summer camp or whatever? So you were like a fucking easily influenced teen and you guys wandered into a marijuana field. Is that your story? Putin says we were like, probably shouldn't be here, like stumbling onto a moonshine site. Yeah, motherfuckers. Right? You want to be coming across no fucking deliverance type farmers. Putin says he was no TV. I was in my 20s. Still, even in your 20s, you wouldn't want to be fucking. You want to be fucking shot at by fucking Jethro. Midwestern Road Adventure, right on. James said, James, if I click this and it's a donut. Oh, it's a pumpkin. All right. Well, we have pumpkins, brother. James, have you been watching my garden update videos? I don't know that I've grown pumpkins here. We grew them in the last place we had before we bought this house when we were renting. I remember having even, a quarter of the size garden, but having some pumpkins for whatever reason. But the kid has pumpkin plants all over the fucking place out there this year. So we'll see what happens. They're flowering, but it's going to be a minute. That'd be awesome. I'd be all about that. So anyways, I do hope to have carvable size pumpkins. So I can make all kinds of fucking Trump jackass lanterns. Putin says exactly. We knew it was a bad stumble. Yeah. Obviously being up here, like people used to grow it on the Grand River, which is between Lake Michigan and like Grand Rapids, right? Runs from, obviously before Grand Rapids, but from that major city down to the lake. And people would grow, and everybody would, canoe, raft, party, whatever, camp. I'm an easygoing fella, man. Fucking people were rough in the fucking 70s, 80s, early 80s. I'd be fucking running into no goddamn Michigan hillbillies. James, did you show that picture to Mrs. M? I think she should see it so she can expect you to grow some pumpkins like that. I can't wait to see what else is gonna. I mean, we have had some shit has been a slow grow. I feel like, man, I was out there today and it's like, holy fuck, two of the fucking squash plants are literally 8 feet around and just above my waist, so over 3 feet high. We have just too many. I don't know how many are in that roll. Like probably 12, and most of them are about half that size. But I'm just, it's just fucking crazy. But they're all just producing like mad. But like peppers always take a while, and it is only the first week in July. But I don't know how much like you'd be able to harvest. Obviously, we'd be able to harvest. Well, usually up in. I mean, the last thing we'll be able to get is, well, he does have broccoli and cauliflower out there, so those will go late, and the tomatoes. But everything else, 1st of September, you're not going to be really getting anything to keep growing or getting any bigger if there's anything on the vines or plants. But it's taking a little while. I wouldn't see us having any fucking green sweet peppers, right? Bell peppers for another couple weeks. They're tiny. Hot peppers probably. The tomatoes are, it's all we planted was Romas, because anything else is a fucking waste. Not planting fucking big boys or sandwich tomatoes or whatever the fuck they call them. That's shit's garbage. You can't fucking do anything. You can't preserve that crap. And it sucks to eat, to be quite honest with you. But I know what I was saying. He said he has 8 corn squash out there and some butternut, and I don't know. I was asking him about spaghetti squash. Those are huge, but they're pretty good. Come on, James. It's a bunch of shit you didn't grow. James, right now you're in fall, brother, or just past it, maybe, whatever. Have a fucking pumpkin that size in your yard right now. Your boxes are similar. Yeah, I remember seeing when we were yapping about gardens. What? Me and you and Bill and Putin the other night. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool, brother, for sure. I'm already excited about next year. It's been a long time since we've had a decent sized garden. And I mean, we're getting a lot. It sucks. I don't know what I knew this would happen though. I don't know what we're gonna do with all the squash. I've already. I think my kid has already given it to some to the neighbors. I've already given some to friends. Um, I don't know, Mrs. V brought any next door to another neighbor or not, but I have. I cooked some the other night. There's at least 3 fresh ones in the refrigerator right now, and probably fucking 3-4 pounds of them out there today that I should have picked when I was out there. I mean, they're not. I'll pick them before they get huge, because that's no good. Like I'm literally ready to start picking them when they're fucking eight. We could saute them whole, right? Like fucking baby summer squash or something. But so many of them. Same with the beans. I'm not a huge green bean fan. I like you know, all the other beans basically. Beans, as they call them, green beans, string beans. I mean, they're good, but whatever. Raise more with a plastic tank under. Oh, you got the water tank underneath them. That's awesome. Yeah, the kid started growing some herbs, but he said like he tried the cilantro and it got it's very. I've tried growing leafy like vegetables, lettuces, and herbs out here, and it gets. I mean, we fertilized with chicken shit in April, So it was probably down a good 8 weeks, at least 10 weeks before we put plants in, beginning of April. And but we have obviously really sandy soil, which is great. Honestly, I don't ever complain about that because it drains good, and you're able to treat it or amend it well or easily. I mean, having to deal with something like clay or whatever, like Bill was talking about the other night, would be a bugger for doing anything on any sort of scale, even like what we are. I'll have to get a better like pulled back view of the garden. I don't know how it's got to be. Oh, if it was what 15 steps, that might be. I don't know, 18 feet by 25 feet or 20 feet by 25, 30 feet. So a few hundred, couple hundred square feet. Yeah, or it has to be shaded, right? Putin says it's too warm. You have to do lettuce closer fault, right? It makes it bitter. It sucks. But it takes so long to grow, and you can't get. You're never gonna get like starter plants. You can't get any now. Like there's no greenhouses that have plants for sale still, like starter plants to put in your veggies. Yeah, I told him he should have kept the cilantro because I would have tried it anyway. Like I'm not a big fan of cilantro at all. Like I can't handle much of it, but it's so needed in some things. Like especially like pico de gallo. I love that shit. Just nothing more simple and fresh. But it has to have that really it has to have that balance, that pungent. You know what I mean? Strong flavor of cilantro to go with it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It if we were shaded, like if it just got the garden just got sun, if there was a someplace we could, and we could probably, it'd have to be a different area, but yeah, if it could just get like sun for a few hours in the morning and then be shaded or partial shade or whatever the rest of the day, or the other way around, right? Maybe just some sun late in the afternoon, late in the early evening, or whatever. Mm. Yeah, see, I'm all about some stuff like that. Putin says if you let cilantro bolt, you'll get seeds and put them in the grinder. Yeah, probably strong like flavor. Like I love caraway seeds, fennel seed. That shit's good. I mean, you gotta use it right, right? She was a soul stripper. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was neat. I don't know what I did, but it's not eating up my whole fucking window. Oh, I just stacked that shit. Maybe I don't want it like that. Putin, you gotta fucking listen, god damn it. I told you I was taking off for a minute. Alright, I do have a... I'm sorry, I'm using two different computers. You have to listen. I said I'd be right back. I know you love me, dude. The feeling's mutual, mother brother. TV disappeared off the screen. I gotta go back to the first comment I seen. Putin says in all caps, type something TV, we care. I know. Because I disappeared. I'm going to disappear again for a while, probably, but I'm going to leave this chat up just because the fucking Chud chat isn't up. And I care. And like Putin and Mac and James, I care. Who else was here earlier? Stephanie was here and Aaron was here. God damn it. I'm sorry. Anybody that I missed, I love you. I love me. Glory was here, I think. I'm likely to pop in later, but probably not like all night or anything. It's only 10 o'clock, a little after 10, but I have to fuck off for a minute and go yap with Mrs. V. Oh, did it? Probably. I have a kind of sketchy setup going. I was having fucking echo issues right before I went live, but I don't know, I just plugged my audio into my headphones and it made it disappear, so I didn't question it. Yeah, I have to scroll back, brother. We do hope to do a lot more next year. I'm pretty pumped. It was fun watching the kid go full out and do the garden this year, right? I have to, God damn it, I need a pen. Because we have an apple tree out there with apples. I have to, right on the corner of the garden. But every time I go to the end of like, the tomato plants and shit, I just fucking turn and go back up another row. That's one that's been there. I'm not sure if that was, I don't think that's the one that the kid was grafting, not grafting. Anyways, he was propagated a bunch of apple trees, and I think it started out with 30 or some crazy shit in the grow room this spring, but yeah, we still have over a dozen of them out there all along the back and the side of the garden. The merkin. I have to look that term up. Is that heed my advice. TV will suffer the bolting herbs if he doesn't heed my advice. All right, James, be good, brother. Said we're done, don't you ever call me again. Here's my number just in case, 'cause you know we'll always be friends. Not found what I was looking for all of this time. It was always right here in front of my eyes. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found what I was looking for, what I was looking for. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found what I was looking for, what I was looking for. Said we had fun, now don't you ever call me again. I'll be around just in case, 'cause you know we'll always be friends. You and I've been down this road too many times. The answer's always been right here in front of my eyes. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found what I was looking for, what I was looking for. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found